Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition, and at least it's for the near future when I figure out my fall semester schedule of the Cringe Factory, and we got some good, and that's a relative term, topics to go over, to include Tim Drake, what they're doing with Tim Drake on the DC side, Peacemaker, the show, which I'm really not looking forward to because John Cena sucks as an actor, in my opinion. And if you like the movie Suicide Squad, more power to you. I'm not going to say anything, but to me, it was John Cena playing John Cena dressed as Peacemaker. But according to Tim Gunn, the show is going to be kind of a commentary on society. Now, under normal circumstances, sane, rational circumstances, I'm not exactly against that, as long as it's a universal message, because comics for decades have at least reflected some societal elements, but they've never really been confined to a particular necessarily decade. But we'll see what James Gunn, I should say, has to offer. Why did I say Tim Gunn? Anyway, talking about Tim Drake, so talking about Peacemaker, and we got an opinion piece on The Gamer about how women's stories being told by men is one of the gaming community's biggest problems. But before we get into those articles, I want to say again, thank you to Stieg for being my co-host this evening and going into the cringe. So welcome.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I can't say no to cringe, can I? So,
no. Although
glad to be here, though.
Yeah. Although, like, one of these days, I want to do some live streams where I'm actually talking about something that I like, because I was reflecting on, for those of you who weren't able to watch Orange Chat Review's movie mystery stream this morning, I was his first guest panelist, and we discussed and reviewed Boondock Saints, and it got me reflecting afterwards about how I would like to actually maybe do 1 or 2 live streams a week, possibly talking about actually stuff that I like. Maybe do another, see there, and yes, Blake, I know the posters aren't even just yet. Boondock Saints posters, I love both movies. Maybe do a stream on my own channel talking about that, invite Orange Chat on to talk about it further. Anybody else who might want to talk about it, because I really love those movies, and maybe anything else, movie-wise or whatever that I enjoy.
I've been telling people to do that for a year.
I know, I know, but it's just, for me, it was scheduling with school and everything. But if I can at least nail down a definite schedule for this semester and at least know days I might be free, then 1 or 2 nights I would like to, like I said, do a positive live stream discussion, because I am really starting to get tired about just focusing on the negative. Granted, I've checked out a Star Wars, so that negative element is out right now. But I would like to, like I said, talk about something that I enjoy.
You should pop on Teresa's stream on Saturdays, talking about...
Do you hear the thunder?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just started again.
We're doing chapter by chapter Lord of the Rings.
I would like to, but I can't, because that time just does not work for me.
Mm.
I try to be in the chat, I at least try to lurk or something like that, but I mod the full Aussie, and they're not done when Teresa starts, and then I'm with family. So, like family I said, the time really doesn't work for me. I'd like to join, but I can't.
Family and, real life before YouTube. That's always good.
Yeah, so I really, I would like I said, I would love to, but I can't. So let me say hello to the chat, and then we'll get into the first topic, which my co-host will pick. So starting from the top, Black Samurai 76, hello, my dear Jade. Bows, thank you so much, Black Samurai. Hope you enjoy the show. Trey Courtney, what up, Trey Courtney? Liquid Blake, greetings to you. Andrew, Poggers, yes. Thank you so much, Andrew. Michael Quaid, okay, I'm here, baby. Your resident transgender midget of color with 1 leg. Yes, always good to see you, Michael. Nice for you to stop by. Tim F, hail, lovely Mara and General Stieg. Hello there. Why don't you say it? Yeah, I can't do it. Oh yeah, Tim Drake isn't bisexual, but yep, they're going that route now. I must have said hello there probably
5,000 times on YouTube. Just
Probably right now.
Yeah.
Kaylee D, hey, good evening to you. Mo Monty, hey, what's going on, everyone? Not much. It's a Wednesday, hump day, pretty much. But we'll I'm gonna have a busy weekend, so I'm not going to be able to do Talk Nerdy to us. But what I'm going to try to do is stream Back for Blood, the open beta, which starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's what I'm going to try to do to kind of make up for not being able to do the Talk Nerdy to us this weekend. QP Malik, hey there, Mara. Good evening to you, QP Malik. Philistine T, Hail Jade Shadow, looking amazing. Thank you so much. And he says, hey, Kenobi. So, hello.
Hi.
And then Naaman's Mara Flails, howdy. Hey, Naaman's good to see you as always. Rob D, talk about food in the future. Well, maybe, like I said, like I really just want to start talking about stuff that is not going to make me want to become a heavy drinker. Which is like pretty much I'm actually genuinely surprised I have not succumbed to liver poisoning from heavy drinking with the amount of like cringe I go into on a weekly basis. Jeremy Swiggs, well, seeing you live is always positive. Thank you so much. I'm coming out swinging, baby. Yes. Thank you so much, Jeremy Swiggs. Timon Flip, hey yo, good evening to you. And Raj H with a $1.99 Canadian super sticker, and I can only assume it's the thumbs up. And if it's not, I look like a moron doing this, but that's my assumption without having the YouTube tab open. Soul Assassin, howdy Mara, Stieg, and chat. Good to see you. Alex from Oxenfree, evening all. Good to see you, Alex. Raging Rhino, hey Mara, Stieg, and chat. I hope you enjoy the cringe. I'm not talking about the trigger words for you raging, so I'm not going to see you rage out in the chat. So if you were looking forward to that, I apologize.
There's going to be no tracking forms.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Epstein's Ghost, hey Jade, hail, and with the elbow cough emoji, which looks like a dab to you and Kenobi. Good evening to you, Epstein's Ghost. The real Captain Jack butt cheeks. I don't know why he has that in the chat, but thank you so much. Good to see you.
He's a cheeky fellow.
Yes, he is. Steven, hey Mara and Sig, good to see you, Steven. Let's see. Oh, okay. There it is. I said hello to everyone in the chat. Oh, Lady Tariel just showed up. Hello, Lady Tariel. Good to see you. Hope you all enjoyed the show.
Speaking of flexing butt cheeks, there's Lady Tariel.
Oh yeah, and we essentially do a lot of that during Conan D&D. So.
Oh yeah, there's yes, it happened last time, didn't it?
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of flexing and heroic, toxic posing, I guess.
Now I have an outfit where I'm kind of like pretty much nude.
You know where I found that? I was looking into the lore, and the god Set, which you follow, has a lesser female goddess attached to his mythology called Deketa, I think it was. And her priestesses aid the Set priests, and they're called the harlot priestesses of Set. So that's the outfit you found. It was tied to the lore.
That's the outfit I found, and I'm going to kind of walk around this castle and to piss off the queen a little bit.
Yeah, you immediately went, I want that outfit, if it's okay for the rest of you.
I was like,
okay.
I worship Set. I get the outfit. Pretty much. That's what I said. Just about.
It would have been fun if you started like a tug war with the outfit and stuff.
It would have.
It's mine.
Hey, Chunk. Hey, Mara. Good to see you.
Oh, Mara almost got eaten by a Yeti.
Almost. Not quite. Because you end up having it throw me. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, "Fuck this Yeti," and I took my heavy mace to it.
Yep.
So, hey, Parrothead, good to see you.
Basically, just smashed a monkey with a sledgehammer.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say because it's like kind of.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna say. You were gonna say you spanked the monkey.
Yes,
that's exactly what you were gonna say.
Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Yeah, I finally figured out how to join the chat. Well, speaking of joining, we gotta also talk about playing Back for Blood open beta tomorrow. Master of TDS, hello everyone. Good evening, Master of TDS. Happy Dino. Good to see you. Happy day to you as well. Let's see. And $5 from Nico Glock. Thank you so much, Nico. Hi, Mara. Hello, friends. Good evening to you. And I think I said hello to okay, new people that rolled in. Okay. Yeah, and Teresa actually rolled well last game. Sorry. Then there you go. She actually rolled well last game because like one of the games she rolled like a couple ones. So yeah, that made it interesting when I was swallowed by a toad. But anyway, Sieg, which do you want? The Tim Drake story, the Peacemaker story, or the commentary about women's stories in gaming? Hey, Gopher and Dread Saber.
I guess let's start with the Peacemaker one.
The Peacemaker one? Okay, let me open that one up on Bounding.
Yep. There's I can hear the thunder on your end.
Yeah, and I apologize.
Are you in Norway?
I might as well be. It's been crappy, rainy weather, like just about all this week, on and off. But when it like starts, it's crappy. Okay. Okay, here's the article. Let me just share my screen. Share screen. Close this. I don't know why that pops up. All right, HBO Max's Peacemaker series will feature commentary on society, says James Gunn. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, to play devil's advocate slightly, yeah, I gotta download it. I gotta find it and download it. Comics have, at least for the most part, been commentary in a way, but the commentary was general, like universal. It was never really specific, which is what I'm worried that this series is going to be. Specific to a time period. And now
angled.
Or angled, like especially when we're hypersensitive to identity politics and political correctness.
Yeah.
I gotta turn up my volume to hear you because the brain is pretty loud. But yeah, so this in itself is not exactly like cringe. However, it could be because of Hollywood entertainment industry in itself, basically. And like I said, if you like the movie Suicide Squad, hey, more power to you. I'm fine with that. Anybody who watched Steph's and my kind of discussion, rant, review, in a way, knows where I stand on it. I was not a fan of it, and one of the criticisms I have of that movie is John Cena plays John Cena dressed as Peacemaker. I did not see Peacemaker in that movie. John Cena cannot act. He cannot act at all. And somehow
he doesn't even know Taiwan is a country.
Oh, he knows, but he had to be re-educated by his Chinese overlords.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Metalong. So yeah, commentary on James Gunn version of society. So let's go into this article, and we'll just get a gauge basically of like where James Gunn is coming from, and if we really need to be worried or not. So let's just dive into it.
I'm jealous of the weather you're having. It sounds really cozy.
I like to sleep to it. I don't like trying to talk over it. All right. James Gunn, the creator of the upcoming HBO Max series Peacemaker, recently revealed the show will feature commentary on society. Speaking with The Hollywood Reporter in a wide-ranging interview about the Suicide Squad and DC Films' future plans, Gunn was asked about the upcoming series. The Hollywood Reporter's Brian Davids asked, Now that you're probably in the editing room for Peacemaker, what is it shaping up to be genre-wise? That's a question. Gunn answered, there are a lot of similarities to the Suicide Squad in that it's no holds barred, but there are also a lot of things that are very different in that it's quieter in some ways. He then detailed it will feature commentary on society, saying it's very specifically about a different group of people, so it's a little bit more about society. It's kind of a red flag for me right there. A little bit of a red flag.
Yeah, because every time you have a commentary on society nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
it's always, far left views.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Mm-hmm. It's
a,
inevitably far left views. Inevitably.
yeah, which means woke,
Mm-hmm.
which I'd say there's a 90% chance that this show is going to be woke just based on percentage chances, right?
Well, basically the odds are in your favor if you were to bet for that, pretty much.
Yeah, you wouldn't win much money.
Raging Rhino says, please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to defend John Cena, but when we first saw The Rock act, he couldn't remember Scorpion King. Yeah, I'm not exactly saying necessarily that there's no way in hell that he could improve, but he's been in enough right now to the point where it's like he plays himself.
Yeah.
He plays himself. The Rock at least took that, Scorpion King aside, that movie was like pretty much bad, cheesy fun. But The Rock capitalized on his personality, basically. And he used that to his advantage. John Cena has no fucking personality. So what you see is what you get, basically, in every fucking movie he's in that I've seen.
John Cena comes off as a cosplayer or a LARPer rather than an actor.
So yeah, that's what I said. He felt like he was cosplaying Peacemaker, he didn't come off as Peacemaker to me. Hey, Shield. Well, oh great, they mean on how bad white people are. I'm willing to bet. Probably, like I said, it's a safe bet. It's a pretty safe bet. Spike and Madness, good to see you. To me, Peacemaker was representation of the hostile left, and Rick Flag was a patriotic right. The shot of Flag's heart being pierced felt like a metaphorical stab at the heart of the U.S. I will agree with that to an extent, but they did Flag dirty in most of that movie, especially the end. Especially the end with this death scene, and then had to have the post-credit scene kind of spit on that in a way. Didn't sit well with me, but I kind of see where you're coming from in a way, even though Peacemaker is supposed to be the patriotic one. I have not. You can watch it. Let me know what you think about it. I have not watched it. I friends with Mr. Bug on Twitter, and he was not exactly impressed with the first episode, but so is it safe to assume that Batista is better than Cena in regards of acting ability? Dave Batista, I'm not trying to necessarily defend his acting necessarily, but he has shown me a bit more potential than John Cena has.
Batista's
in certain aspects.
Acting in the new Blade Runner was very good.
Yes, I'm saying certain aspects, he's not exactly leading man material necessarily, but in bit parts and when he's given good direction, I can see potential there. Then other times he comes across as a monkey learning how, comes across as if you're watching a monkey learning how to use tools for the first time. So for Batista, it kind of depends on the combination of what role he's given and what direction he's given, basically. So there is a bit more potential there than with John Cena. John Cena, like I said, everything I've seen him in, it's John Cena.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a trap. Good to see you. So Batista can be decent. He can be decent, and while I'm not exactly looking forward to the Dune movie necessarily, because I have there are red flags in the casting and then what the director and actors have said about it, where I'm I don't know if I want to support that movie, but I'm curious to see how Batista acts as the Beast Rabbin. It's almost like perfect role for him. The Beast.
The director for the Dune movie is the one who did the Blade Runner movie, and he certainly respected the franchise with Blade Runner.
Yeah, but he's not exactly respecting Dune because he race and gender swapped a white male character who yes, arguably, and people who were defending the race and gender swap said, well, it's a tertiary character, he's not that important. Well, no, he is kind of important because he's Chani's father, And he dies a fucking horrific death. So are they going to let a black woman do that? I don't know. He's literally left out in the desert to starve to death. That's how his character meets his end. So, spoiler alert, if they do it, that's how the character is going to meet her end. Plus, he is put to death because he remains loyal to the Atreides family. And the Atreides family is fucking white. Or white passing. If you count Oscar Isaac, because he's Guatemalan. White or white passing remains steadfast loyal to that family. So, how do you think that's going to go over with people? Sorry for that little rant, but how do you think that's going to go over with people? It's not going to go over well if they stay true to the story.
Yeah, good point.
I'm just saying, I don't care if it's a tertiary character, because even tertiary characters have importance. Anyway, moving on. So that's what he started to say. Gunn explained, one of the leads is Peacemaker, and one of the leads is Danielle Brooks, who plays Leota Adebayo. I guess that's how it's pronounced. And she has a very different political view of the world than Peacemaker does. Another red flag. So it's just a little bit about what's going on in the world, but also being a TV show, you really do have more time to delve much deeper into these characters and much more deeply into the drama and comedy of them. So it has a lot of similarities, but it's even more grounded, more natural, and more real. But it's still within a big science fiction storyline that lasts for one season. Is it only going to be one season? I guess. Or is he only have one season planned? He then teased that Peacemaker might go on for more than one season. The main storyline lasts for that season, so that doesn't mean there's only one season of Peacemaker. Oh dear Christ. It shouldn't come as a surprise that Peacemaker show will feature commentary on society, as the comics have done so since the 1960s. Okay, let me just make sure I catch up on the chat. Keely, hey, good to see you. House Atreides is on a world surrounded by ocean and storms constantly, aren't they? On their world, I believe, if I remember correctly, yes. But I'm talking about, what's that planet called? Arrakis? No.
Yes, it's Arrakis, isn't it?
The one with the spice.
Yeah.
That's, I think, where he's left to die. That desert world is where he's left to die, if I remember correctly. So, but like I said, the Atreides family is white. So, okay. The character first appeared in Charlton Comics Fightin' 5, number 40, in a backup series in 1966. After Fightin' 5 was canceled with issue 41, Charlton created their own Peacemaker series that lasted 5 titles and ran from March to November in 1967. In his first appearance, Peacemaker is revealed to be a man named Christopher Smith, who is described as a man who detests war, violence, and the dreadful waste of human life and senseless conflicts between nations, a man who loves peace, so much so that he's willing to fight for it. So, kind of like the irony there. Which could be good, but at the same time could potentially be on the opposite spectrum now. The way they've made him appear in the Suicide Squad. In his first appearance, Peacemaker involves himself in putting a stop to an international weapons dealer named Emil Borg, who is trying to provoke a war between two South American countries. When DC Comics acquired the character, Peacemaker would still be a character who killed to keep the peace, and would also involve himself in international disputes. However, they also made him a descendant of a Nazi soldier, Wolfgang Schmidt, as well as a Vietnam veteran who led a massacre of an entire South Vietnamese village. He has also been part of a Pentagon military program called the Peacemaker Force that was supposed to combat Middle Eastern terrorism. While the force didn't come into existence, he embraced the idea and became the Peacemaker in order to do penance, not only for his own actions, but for the actions of his father as well. Not only have the comics had social commentary, but when the show was first announced, Gunn claimed the show would delve into current world issues through the lens of the superhero, supervillain, and world's biggest douchebag. All right, there it is.
Yeah, it's going to be anti-Trump. That's what it's going to be. They're still not done with TDS.
Yes, Arrakis. Okay, yeah. I was thinking, I was like, I blanked for a second. I was like, I got to. I'm remembering this, right? So it's like that's the Spice Planet. So that's where you still have to die. But anyway, like that, there, right there, that's the big red flag. Delve into current world issues. Why does it need to be current world? It does, well, it's a rhetorical question. Basically, the why is because they have to insert sociopolitical agendas where none need to be. And what perfect sociopolitical atmosphere to do it in than in current society. Right now, at least, the angle that they want to go with. I'm pretty sure that James Gunn wants to go with. I'm not looking forward to this show, but even if I was, then this would turn me off right away. Does this revelation about Peacemaker make you more or less excited about the show? Well, people in the chat, were you looking forward to the show at all? So there it is. There it is.
I wasn't gonna watch this anyway because I'm actually tired of superhero stuff. No, it's just too much. But this one actually doesn't make me want to give it a chance either. I'd rather rewatch some old show instead.
Yeah, this show doesn't technically exist yet. It's a trap. It's going to be filming, I believe, shortly, and it's that character was in the recent Suicide Squad movie. So basically, it sets up the end of Suicide Squad. Spoiler alert! Kind of sets up for his show. So, and people are saying, nope. Any interest just got killed. No way. I didn't even know about it until yesterday. I haven't been interested in comic movies or shows since Endgame. Again, no one cares. Gunn, your commentary is going to suck. The world is stranger than you could ever know, and people are much more open than you realize your point of view. Yeah, pretty shallow. Hey, Disparu, John Cena was the worst character in the movie. I'm not sitting through hours of just him on TV. Yep. He was one of the worst ones in that movie. He was one of the worst ones. I will give you that. Oh, I saw the new Suicide Squad. I didn't like it. Hey. And you and me are like this. It's a trap. I didn't like it either. Yeah, so, and Happy Dinosaur says, I'm not looking forward to China's woke TV show either. Yeah, so basically they're taking one of those boring actors in what's supposed to be a Suicide Squad movie and giving him a show. It's kind of like casting Andor show. The most boring character in the movie, or one of the most boring characters in the movie, you give him a show. I don't know, it must be like a habit with Disney, with Marvel and Lucasfilm. At least that habit for Disney, and then here DC just wants to give James Gunn carte blanche, and the movie was a box office bomb, in a sense. And it's like kind of like a Lucasfilm situation where it's remember Rian Johnson and his Promise trilogy, promising James Gunn more movies or projects in the future for DC. Look at this. Like no one, at least most people that I know, aren't really looking forward to this. He's a big name over there. Yep, he is. Yeah. Waste of a cool character. Waste, just a big waste. So there it is. So basically, that's when more information comes out, we'll guarantee that we'll be covering it. But there's the article about Peacemaker and how it's going to be a commentary. It's going to be a commentary, and it's exactly what we want nowadays, just to be preached to constantly about how preach to us unwashed masses about how toxic we are and how we need to be better or do better. Exactly what we want to be watching our entertainment for. But there it is.
This is why people are extra sensitive to it as well, because up until 6 years ago, people were reading comics, watching TV shows, reading books, whatever it is, to take a break from the real world. To get to take a break from politics.
Yeah.
And now it's being stuffed into everything, so they're taking the breaks away from people.
And it's pretty much the definition of insanity. Because no matter how much money they lose, how much pushback they get, they keep wanting to do this shit. I don't know. Maybe they got to a point where they were like, we're making too much money. We got to lose some of it. I don't know. I mean, I always thought the businesses were in the habit of wanting to make more money. And they seem to be in the habit of wanting to lose more of it. But there it is.
You know
That's
what? Lately, and I did some brainstorming a while ago, and I decided every time a movie comes out or a TV show that I was kind of looking forward to, but ends up being woke, right? So instead of watching it, I just watch an older movie I haven't watched before instead. So it's kind of like a win, right?
Yeah, I mean, hell, yesterday I watched Boondock Saints in preparation for the movie Mystery Review.
Yeah.
And I was like, I miss that. I miss that. I mean, not only miss watching movies I enjoyed, but I miss talking about movies I very much enjoyed.
Yeah. That should be a stream though. Do
We're getting into that.
Underrated movie of the week thing.
Sorry, yeah. We do have to, like I said, around the beginning of the stream, that I would probably like I said, invite Orange Chat Reviews on as well, because I was on his stream talking about this, but doing a stream talking about both movies and how gloriously politically correct they are. How I showed there's a deleted scene. Hey, Nick McCabe, good to see you as well. There's a deleted extended kind of scene with the meatpacking part at the beginning. I don't know if you remember the credits, Stig, at the beginning of Boondock Saints, but you see where they work in a meatpacking plant, and they have to train this new woman who comes in to work for them, named Rosie. And there's an extended part of it, and if you actually listen to it, it's almost like Troy Duffy was ahead of his time, in a way, in the dialogue. So,
yeah, it's been ages since I watched that one.
It wouldn't be. You'd have to look it up on YouTube unless you have the DVD.
Okay.
You'd have to look it up on YouTube because I showed it on Orange Out Review Stream. But like I said, you listen to the dialogue in that show, or not show, but at the beginning of that movie, and how, one, it would not fly today at all, and two, that Troy Duffy was ahead of his time when he's commentating on certain members of society. Yeah, rule of thumb, Rosie. Yes.
I watched Southern Comfort instead of watching Suicide Squad. I don't know if you've seen that one. It's a thriller from '81.
Southern Comfort.
Keith Carradine, Powers Booth, and Fred Ward. They're playing. Brian James was in it too. They're playing. It's about a National Guard troop that are going on a drill in the Louisiana swamp, and they piss off the Cajuns, and the Cajuns starts hunting them one by one, almost Predator-ish. Actually has Billy from the Predator in it too.
Okay, Southern Comfort, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta find it.
I'd give it a rock solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want toxic, Tariel, if you haven't seen these movies, Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2, just about the epitome of gratuitous violence, toxic masculinity, and so forth. With the exception of Paul Smecker's that character, Willem Dafoe. But Willem Dafoe steals just about every scene he's in the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Just about every scene he's in, he steals. So, but there it is.
I have a friend that looks like him. He's been memed a bit because of that movie.
Oh my god. Oh, Willem Dafoe is not exactly an attractive man, but he's a very good actor. Oh, I gotta mute myself real fast. All right.
Have you seen him in The Lighthouse?
I've seen parts of The Lighthouse. I need to watch the entire movie.
That's yeah, he gives a 10 out of 10 performance, but holy shit, the character's not right in the head though.
Well, and Lethal Lightning with a $10 Australian super sticker. Thank you so much. It's a hippopotamus turning his cat backwards and giving a thumbs up. So thank you so much, Lethal Lightning. Thank you for stopping by. We just covered the Peacemaker show and how it's going to be a commentary on society. So hey, Becky, good to see you as well. Yeah. So, and speaking of Orange Chat reviews, he says, "Heyo, yes, I was talking about being on your stream this morning, talking about Boondock Saints." So yeah. And how I very much enjoyed talking about that movie, and I miss talking about things like that. But now we're down to two more topics. So again, my co-host, you pick Tim Drake or the gaming community commentary.
Let's do the gaming thing.
All right.
Because we already did a comic thing, right?
Yeah. So we'll end on what they're doing with Tim Drake. So let me just share the screen. And it's from The Gamer, and they're not as entirely of a crap site as, like, say, Kotaku or Polygon is, but they're pretty damn close in some regards. And here's one reason why. Women's stories being told by men is one of gaming's biggest problems. We don't need men to hold our hands or misrepresent us anymore.
That there, I can debunk that right off the bat. When I grew up, I used to play those point-and-click adventure games. Because they were, big in the 90s and 80s, right? The lady who, the person who started that whole genre was a woman named Roberta Williams. She worked for Sierra, later named Sierra Online. She made the King's Quest games, which started that whole genre. Where you play as a male protagonist, heavy story based, and Sierra had a bunch of other female writers as well. Jane Jensen being one of them. She wrote the Gabriel Knight games, which had Mark Hamill in it, and Tim Curry doing voice acting. All of those games are hailed for their writing, because the writing is fantastic. But Roberta Williams was so respected by the fans of the games that she got to put her name on the video game boxes. It says a Roberta Williams game on the boxes. I have 4 of them actually still. That doesn't happen to a guy, You're so well liked for your writing skills and your game design that you get to put your name on the game box as a stamp of quality.
Yeah. So, but
and the Uncharted ones too, written by a woman, right? Male protagonist. So the door has to swing both way, though. If guys can't be allowed to write females, then females shouldn't write male characters.
Well, I mean, in their minds, no, because it'll be women can write male characters because it'll be making up for the years of being under the thumb of the patriarchy. So that's the reason they're going to give. And what I was going to say to this is, I don't need them speaking for me. This is what this woman is doing. She's speaking for every woman, and I'm like, you don't speak for me, because I don't care who's writing the story as long as the story is good.
You know what? I bet you this is going to branch out into D&D. Like, you're not allowed to have a male DM and stuff like that if there's female players. I bet you someone's gonna make that link eventually, because D&D has gone full retard woke.
Well, I mean, I'm starting to see it. I mean, not starting, but it's like been a bit more prevalent in the what was I gonna say? Like articles I've been reading. So yeah. So here it is. Gone Home is an immensely valuable story about the female experience. It's a story about growing up as a woman and learning that the heteronormative, I fucking hate that word, society you spent years being corrupted by sometimes isn't willing to accept those who dare to fight back against the status quo. It's a story about sexuality, coming out of the closet, and running away from a family that seeks to demonize you. But it's also a story helmed by Steve Gaynor, a cisgender heterosexual man and one of the co-founders of Fulbright Interactive.
So it wasn't good enough to check all the boxes because the writer didn't have the right gender.
No,
it doesn't count if a guy did it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were supposed to change men, but
well, I don't know. And I think Disparu Point, like up here, hold on. Where's I wonder if they think that Abby from The Last of Us 2 was a problem because it was written by a man. Probably not, since that man was educated by Anita Sarkeesian, for one. And two, the retards defending the game, not all of them, but some of them, thought Abby was a dude.
Yeah, they did. Oh, this brew says the great thing about D&D is because it's your own little groups. They can't infect yours if you don't let them. You know, I'll say it flat out. If I had started putting shit like this in the D&D game that I'm running, the players would have killed me.
I mean, hell, I still threatened to send him Peltro candles.
Yeah, just because of that toad.
Oh, it was before the toad. It was before the toad, but still.
Yeah, the toad just added to the number of the order.
Yeah, it added to the total number I was going to send you.
Yeah. You know what? it would be fun seeing like a video of someone that's at the office that's selling those candles and going, this person keeps ordering candles. Bigger and bigger orders. Who is this?
Yeah.
It's like 50% of our sales.
And you said, and I quote, that you would not get rid of them because they are a gift, and you don't get rid of gifts.
Yeah. And I would light them too.
You would light them?
Yeah. I would, because if it's a gift, it's a gift.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I just realized? I don't even really have to get your address. I just have to say, figure out, because I think I know one or two who might have your address. Just say, hey, if you have his address, here, I'll buy these and send them to you, and you can send them to him from me.
Yeah, but then I'll kill that person because it would say who sent them.
Yeah, but you would use the candles. So they'd still be a gift. So you couldn't kill the person because they'd be a gift from both of us in a way.
Yeah, I would still take revenge, but I would honor the gift itself. I mean, if
light them around your bathroom.
Yeah, I would light the candle during a D&D session.
Yeah,
sit there and gag. Then I'd kill your characters.
Oh, you want me to send you the ones that smell like dick instead?
No.
Another $5 Australian super sticker from Lethal Lightning. Thank you so much. It is a lemon and a lime, I guess, playing trumpets and marching. So thank you so much, Lethal. Very much appreciate that.
You know
Blake
what would be
points out
worse?
he was treated by a woman. So yeah,
we just assume those candles stink, right? What if they don't? What if they're they smell good and they're full of pheromones, and you light them and you get horny?
Oh, please take a video. Yeah, please take a video of yourself doing that.
No, I put it on Pornhub.
Do you think I should tell the story again? Of like the fucked up thing I did for people who maybe don't know. Hey, Aaron.
Sure, tell the Paltrow story.
Yeah. What? Oh yeah, the Lady Paltrovia story. Full Metal Jacket. Love the movie. But it's not exactly my favorite wartime film. Try to think about that. Because there are others that I can enjoy. I grew up on classic films. So there are ones like Stalag 17 I prefer watching more so than Full Metal Jacket. But like of that like time period, Heartbreak Ridge. Absolutely love Heartbreak Ridge. With Clint Eastwood, what's that actor's name? He was in Silver Bullets as the pastor or the priest or whatever he is. He was also in Dune, the 1984 Dune, and I'm blanking on his fucking name right now. I'm gonna have to look it up. But I love that movie. I love that particularly for the dialogue.
Call McLaughlin?
No. The actor that I'm thinking of was also in Silver Bullets as the pastor. Played one of the Fremen in Dune. He was also in Heartbreak Ridge, kind of opposite of Clint Eastwood's character. But I love the one downside I have to Heartbreak Ridge is the scenes that Clint Eastwood has with his ex-wife. Like they could have removed her character, and I would have been totally fine with that movie. Absolutely love it. I don't care that it'd be primarily all men. I love the interactions between Clint Eastwood and the Marines, as well as his one friend who's a sergeant that he served with during Vietnam. Everett McGill, thank you so much, Orange Hat. Everett McGill, that's the actor I'm thinking of. Yeah,
he's a hell of an actor.
Yeah, he was in that. That's the actor I'm thinking of. He was in Heartbreak Ridge. He plays a captain who's at odds with Clint Eastwood's character, and I just love their interactions. Lady Toriel for $5. Thank you so much. One day, Stieg the Candles will show up at your door. Mara's Revenge. Yes. Super Mario Van Peebles. Yes, he was also in that. Like I said, love the movie. I don't know if I would necessarily say it's my favorite wartime movie, but it's one of my favorites to watch. So take it for what you will. That's one of my favorites to watch. So moving on in this piece of shit. It's worth noting that the indie developer's breakout hit was a product of diversity coming from an inclusive team who wanted to tell a touching coming-of-age story in a medium that had rarely broached upon such topics before in such a profound way. So it doesn't even fucking matter if the team itself was diverse, if it was inclusive or not. It doesn't matter because it's being told by a man, because it's the story he wants to tell. We can't have that anymore. It had a huge impact on me as a teenager, inspiring me to write similar tales in a way that resonated with other people like me. However, a recent report from Polygon highlights Gaynor as a toxic leader, one who has hired women for their creative talent while simultaneously undermining and micromanaging their work, seeking instead to tell the studio's female-led stories from his own perspective. See, here is where I'm not siding one way or another with this. However, I feel like I don't know all the details of the story, but I feel like this is a witch hunt that's primarily resulting from what's going on with Activision Blizzard. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not saying either way. I'm not saying definite yes or no, but I feel like
he's being accused of micromanaging their work, even though he's the leader.
Yeah, I'm saying a lot. The details I'm seeing is makes me very he did step down, which is if he's innocent, that's a big mistake on his part. But at the same time, it's this is a witch hunt. I felt when I covered the Activision article about what the president of Activision finally came out and said. I'm this is just a start of everything. We're gonna see more shit like this, and this is what we're seeing. Witch hunts. Now, did it actually happen? The accusations of undermining, things like that? I don't know. Micromanaging? Okay, suck it up, Buttercup. I've had shitty managers also. I don't like it when managers micromanage necessarily, but, what am I going to do at that point? It's not exactly they have any, personal against me. But I don't, the same thing is, it's a witch hunt right now.
Yeah, it is.
So, last comment on movies from me. My favorite scene in Heartbreak Ridge is when Clint Eastwood has to beat up the Swede guy to get his platoon back in line. Yes.
Yes. Beat up the damn fucking Swedes. Yes. Beat the shit out of them. Slap the soy out of their lips.
Have you seen Heartbreak Ridge?
I have, but I will rewatch it now just for that.
Yeah, just for that. Awesome movie. Lady Tariel, since you like toxic movies, if you have not seen that movie, look it up. Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood. My criticism, like I said, has to do with the scenes between him and his ex-wife. I felt that they were unnecessary, and I felt that she was only added to kind of as a way to kind of appeal to the female demographic. But it is what it is at this point. But still, a movie I love. It's Trap says I gotta go. Get going, everyone. Take care. Take care. It's a Trap. Hope you have a good rest of your evening and a good rest of your week as well. All right, so again, moving on in this piece of shit. Even after the report's publication, Gaynor remains with the company as a writer on Open Roads, a story about a mother and daughter, and will likely take credit for an adventure he should have nothing to do with. Well, if he's writing the fucking story, then yes, he's going to take credit for it. Why shouldn't he take credit for it? Like I said, I don't care who's writing the story. I really don't fucking care. Just give me a good story. No, the stories of women in games shouldn't be for men to tell, especially when they express feelings these men had no conceivable way to empathize with. Okay, what fucking feelings are those, Jade? What fucking feelings are those?
What if a trans woman wrote it, though, that has lived as a male for 30 years? That would add problems to the argument, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It would. But, fucking hell. What what feelings are those? Anger? Well, no, that's a human feeling. Men and women feel that. Let's see. Lust? No, that's a human feeling. Sadness? No, that's a human feeling. What fucking feelings?
Oh, I know what feeling it is. The feeling of oppression.
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about biology, then you're just admitting that biology exists. Men can't empathize with feelings. I'm pretty proud she thinks we're the Terminator out here. Yeah, that's what she thinks. She thinks you guys are the Terminator.
Yeah.
All right. This is an industry built upon the foundations of male privilege. A fact that has slowly been revealed as more and more publishers become embroiled in controversy as the systemic harassment, racism, and undermining of voices beyond those of rich white men emerge in reports and testimonies that seek to implement lasting change. We cannot evolve until we root out such toxicity and admit we're willing to burn it all down and start anew in service of progress.
This shit is what's causing toxicity that wasn't even there before.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing video games for I can't even remember how long. And I'm including PC games. Because my first game was a PC game, and it was Diablo.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was Diablo by Blizzard. Played it. The only female character in that is the Archer.
Yep.
Which I played. The other two were males. Didn't fucking matter to me.
No, because, they're not characters, really. It's just like a cosmetic choice, in a sense. Because the characters don't have any depth.
No, but at the same time, it didn't matter to me that, technically the only female character was, one, basically. And there's, basically 1/3 of, whatever you could choose in the game. It didn't matter to me. But that's how long I've been playing games.
You know what?
Yes, I'm showing my age there. Surprise! I'm showing my age, Dr. Jester. Hey, good evening to you.
You should get Diablo and Gia, and then we can play through it.
That's what I've been looking for, but like I said, I think it's only available for PC, and I have to...
Oh, yeah, you have a Mac, don't you?
Yeah, I have to save up for my own place, which, once that happens, I will be getting a PC, because I was telling people that when that happens, I plan to do most of my game streaming through the PC, rather than just through the PS4 that I have. But yeah, I would like to play those games because I'm looking forward to the Diablo game that's coming out, and I'm thinking back on you know what, I'd like to do a gaming stream just playing the old Diablo game. It's the graphics are crap, but I enjoy.
It's got a facelift. Yeah, the Diablo. They upgraded it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The one they have
on when I played it, the graphics were crap, but I enjoyed playing it.
Yeah.
Basically, there was a game where you actually had to use the arrow keys and click the mouse and things like that. It's when I was basically still a PC god before I went down to the mortals of the consoles. Yeah, so I would love to get awards for it to play Diablo as well. I mean, I also would like to he's on vacation in Las Vegas now, but if he weren't going to the Las Vegas meetup, then I would like to play Back 4 Blood with him because he enjoyed playing that game, and I like having him as a friend. So Jester says my first PC game that was bought was Age of Empires 1. First game I had ever was Sonic 2 for Genesis. Yeah,
Age of Empires is fun if you play with friends.
Mm-hmm. I've never played that game. I played Diablo, I played StarCraft, and then I got into more console gaming with Knights of the Old Republic and Halo. And that's kind of like started my descent into the console gaming arena.
You know, Neverwinter Nights, which I think is available on Mac as well. Mm-hmm. That one, that's a D&D game. It follows the same rules we've been using.
Mm-hmm.
That's made for multiplayer.
Neverwinter Nights, you said?
Yeah. That's from the early 2000s. Made by BioWare when they were good.
Yeah, when they were good. Yeah, multiplayer was dope. They made pretty cool Star Wars. Yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed playing those games. They were turn-based games, but it didn't matter to me. It didn't matter to me. But those are the games I played. Those are the games I started out, and that basically just about tells you my age. And that's how long I've been playing games. That's how long I've been a gamer.
I know exactly how old you are, because you're my sister's age.
Yeah.
In a couple of years, I'll take my revenge.
Yeah. Not if I don't send the candles first. Okay. Games themselves play a big part in this, and that much is clear when we look back at the long history of female characters. They've often been little more than objects of sexualization for male players and creators who wish for these interactive experiences to be cheap power fantasies that help them grasp a semblance of authority they couldn't dream of wielding in reality. What about the lesbians? I'm pretty sure lesbians play video games too. What about what if they sexualize the characters?
I have a lesbian friend,
mm-hmm.
and she and her lesbian friends are sick to death of this shit.
You're one of my new friends, Chunk. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said she's sick to death of it. Like she's basically sick to death of this and the pandering and everything like that.
Yeah, all of it. It's because she said it's making us look really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, on Twitter, not that long, well, during Pride Month, I was seeing videos of people. There's one kid. I call him a kid. He's probably not really necessarily a kid, but he's like, "Don't give us this and not give us this. Don't give us this and not give us this." Basically, they're starting even the younger generation is looking at this going, "Stop with this pandering shit. Either give us what you promised, or none at all." And they're seeing that, just for the month of June, or whenever Pride Month is, I don't even know at this point, that's the only time the companies ever show any care for that demographic. At all. Speaking of those, I also play Mortal Kombat, and also I played Soul Calibur. I played a lot of Soul Calibur. My main was Ivy. Look up Ivy. She's not exactly demure.
She's also not shy.
No, she's not. But I played her.
You know what?
Awesome character. I loved her weapon. So
yeah, I have piles of those games on the Xbox. So when I get a new Xbox, because mine died, I'm gonna have to challenge you at Soul Calibur at one point.
Yeah, at one point, yeah, because I do actually want to get. I'm most likely to get an Xbox first before I am able to get a PC, but I didn't need to do that primarily for Halo, because Halo is an exclusive for Microsoft, and Microsoft is Xbox, which is one of the reasons I hate exclusive games. Where it's I understand the reasoning behind it. You have companies that want to make sure that the money goes into their pockets, not into their competitors. But at the same time, it's well, what if Especially now when you can't find these consoles at all, PS5 or Xbox Series X, and you're releasing games that are exclusive to each of those consoles.
Yeah, it's
That's what I said. That's why, big reason why I hate exclusive games for particular consoles. All right, moving on. Where did I stop? Oh, The Last of Us, Horizon Zero Dawn, and the modern Tomb Raider trilogy have done an exemplary job of placing women in the spotlight, ensuring her heroines are provided with the right amount of agency to stand alongside their male counterparts without being mocked or defined as something lesser. Okay, modern Tomb Raider fucking aside, when was Lara Croft ever like that?
yeah, that was exactly what I was going to point out. I mean, she's never been sidelined in any game since the very first one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and
the only thing that happened was her boobs got less pointy and smaller. But
yeah, and The Last of Us, you play as Joel primarily. So I'm sorry, but the main character is a guy. Well, what's your complaint there? I like the fact that Ellie is a kid, and oh, surprise, mate! Like you don't play as her necessarily.
Well, isn't Ellie played by a male?
What do you mean?
Well, you know, the actress who plays.
No, the actress is a female. I mean, unless she's transgender. I mean,
well, isn't it Elliot Page?
No.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's not Elliot Page. No, fuck no, it's not Elliot.
It's Elliot Page that voiced.
No, Ellie is I mean, I don't know the actress's name who does the motion capture or anything, but no, that's a woman. All of those games defeminize the women. The new Horizon Zero Dawn's gone full man in the new one. Yeah, I'm not exactly liking. I mean, I don't want to exactly judge it until I see more footage of the new Horizon Zero Dawn game, but I'm not exactly liking how Aloy looks. But yeah, I see where you're coming from, Desperu. There's a key fan, the new Lara Croft, yeah.
Here's another example. The Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
You play as Geralt. The whole game is written by a guy, but holy crap, you know the females. They're probably the best written characters in the game. You know, Yennefer and Triss and even Kira Metz and Ciri. They're the best characters in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. I mean, well, the Red Baron is good too.
I played a little bit of with Ciri so far. I mean, I had to stop playing Witcher 3 because of time and everything. I want to get back into playing that. But yeah, like Ciri was just the part that the little part I played, she was badass. She took on a werewolf. So
you've seen nothing yet.
Yeah, nothing yet. But I'm saying time. It's she holds her own.
Yeah,
she holds her own easily. So
you should see that. Well, a little spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to Kaer Morhen,
and
Yennefer moves into the bedroom at the top of the tower, which Geralt has been using. She finds red hair on the pillow, which is from Triss.
Yeah.
And if you pick the wrong conversation option, she casts a spell on you, and all of a sudden you're falling from a great height above a lake.
Oh, okay.
And then you have to walk back. It's pretty far too. It's no horse, anything. You have to walk back.
Oh God. Okay. All right, guys.
Excellent writing, though. She does have a temper.
Let's see. Yet these problems still persist. Look at Blizzard, where a panel of male developers were happy to publicly mock a fan who asked if female characters could wear something other than the loosely fitting bikini. Okay, first off, bikinis aren't loosely fitting. So what fucking bikini is this person thinking of? Second, I covered a little, at least another article which goes into this, and I'm like, well, maybe they mocked them because the person's asking a fucking stupid question. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it's probably not because the person is a woman. Likely not because the person's a woman, but because the person's asking a stupid question, and it's coming from an obvious socio-political stance that does not belong in games.
Well, loosely fitting bikini is a problem, but where's the complaints of all the Conan games where he's wearing a loincloth and boots?
Well, see, like you can objectify men, you can't objectify women because that's sexist.
Yeah, apparently so.
Mm-hmm.
This person should have sat in on one of our Conan D&D sessions. The person would have been hyperventilating with
Oh,
Sean.
it's like, well, they have me like deep breaths into a paper bag with what we like. With some of
Yeah.
the antics we came up with.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys come up with way far worse things than I do, really.
how dare you go against the norm and ask for change? How dare you make the gaming developers conform to how dare the developers not want to conform to your demands? How dare they? To make the mighty male overlords feel like they should ever be responsible for the actions and climate they've helped establish as acceptable. It's disgusting. This was in 2010, but that isn't that long ago in the grand scheme of things. I mean, fucking hell, this is a long article. I'm not going to even really go into this entire thing because
Who wrote this?
and the author is Jade King. This is the same person who wrote a bullshit piece about how the developer for the Final Fantasy VII remake was praising The Last of Us Part 2 as as a good example of diversity, when that's not what the guy said. But she's like one of the ones that like made the bullshit, like at least a bullshit article around it.
I'm looking at the person's Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm sure you do something in Brave Megatron.
it's a stereotypical one. It has that that artwork of their face
Mm-hmm.
that all of them have, and of course it says horrendously gay, she/her.
Well, she is horrendous. I'll give her that. She's at least be truthful there. Yeah. Well, there it is. I didn't even want to finish this article because we got to talk about Tim Drake, and I was like, I'm like slowly losing my mind right here. But yeah, this is the trash that we're dealing with. That women's stories can't be told by men because they can't empathize with women's feelings, even though this author never clarifies what those exact feelings are, whether they're dealing with biology or not. And never mind that feelings are human emotions, not exclusive to male or female necessarily. And yeah, this is the shit you get. This is the fucking shit you get. Like I said, I'm genuinely surprised that I have not been driven to drink as much as you would think. But there it is. If you guys want, look up thegamer.com. It's there if you want to finish reading the article. I'm going to stop because I'm like, I can't. Fucking can't. Let's talk about what they did to Tim Drake. Let's talk about that shit. 30 years, not once indicated at all that he was into anything other than females. But just like Iceman, they're retconning Tim Drake.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, let me check something real fast. All right, yeah. Just checking the DMs. Anyway, all right. Let me just share this screen. Where are you? There you go. All right. Like DC Comics is not exactly in as bad a state as Marvel, but they're pretty damn close. And here's an example of that. DC Comics retcons Tim Drake, shows him attracted to men. Even though 30 years, has been nothing but attracted to females. No, now he's attracted to men as well. Or exclusively, I don't know. Let's see. 1990, the internet will open up so much information, humans will become exponentially more intelligent. 2021, men feel human emotions. Yes.
You know why?
Yeah.
This new generation
Mm-hmm.
has never known what it's like to be without the internet. You know, because they're
Yeah.
born when it was a thing. But
Mm-hmm.
with cell phones, right, that has the internet on it, this
Mm-hmm.
generation has all the knowledge in the world in their hand, right? Because they can access everything on their cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
and they use it to point to create stupid TikTok videos.
Oh, did you see the TikTok video? Like, I guess he's a tour guide or something for the White House.
Yes.
That's why we are fucking made fun of by the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's first thing that struck me when I saw this was half the country voted for this.
I will still maintain that this will go, like, if any proof comes out at all, that this will go down as one of the biggest examples of voter fraud ever. Because don't believe that half the country voted for this guy.
No, but I
Time.
saw a video from 2018
Mm-hmm.
where it was Biden and I think Harris as well. Were no, it was what's his name, Schumer,
Mm-hmm.
was talking about how the way the election was run this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Conveniently.
the, that it would lead to voter fraud easily and blah blah blah, and it should never be done. And then 2 years later, they do exactly what they were saying should never happen.
Yeah, because they needed their guy to win.
Yep.
That's what I said. But the people who genuinely did vote for this guy, who were posting their L's on Twitter, and like, you get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, they get exactly what they deserve.
So, but let's get into this article and deal with this shit now. So here it is. DC Comics officially retconned Tim Drake by making him attracted to men in the latest issue of Batman Urban Legends. DC...
Wait a minute. Maybe the writer is just dyslexic. I know it's supposed to be Batman, but you could have misread it and thought it said Buttman.
No. DC Comics previously hinted that Drake might be attracted to men back in Batman Urban Legends #4. So all the way back to the fucking one before this one. Yeah, all the way back then. Never mind the 30 years of him being with Stephanie Brown. They point out a little bit in this paragraph he's been with Stephanie. In that story by Megan Fitzmartin and Belen Ortega, Drake has broken up with Stephanie Brown, aka Spoiler, telling Oracle, drop it, Barbara, and stop talking to my ex about me. Yeah, but he's been with Stephanie for fucking years. In response to this, Oracle tells Drake, you need to slow down and take a look at yourself. Maybe Ivy Town University wasn't for you, but you won't figure out what is for you if you're busy trying to solve everyone and everything else. Because you're scared. You're so incredibly scared that if you use that big, brilliant brain of yours to analyze yourself, what you find is going to change you. Right there, exactly like what Jean Grey did to Iceman. Just about right fucking there. Exactly what Jean Grey did to Iceman.
Yeah, and of course it was a woman that explained it to him.
Yeah. Following this conversation with Oracle, Drake meets up with a friend named Bernard, and the two go out to get burgers. However, the meetup is interrupted as the Chaos Monster appears and kidnaps Bernard. Now, in Batman Urban Legend 6, Drake has infiltrated the Chaos Monster's lair in order to rescue Bernard. In the middle of the rescue, Drake and Bernard are surrounded by the Chaos Cult when Bernard tells him, tell Tim Drake he helped me realize my true self, who I am. Tell him, well, he probably knows he's the smartest guy I've ever met, but tell him I wish we could have finished our date. Fucking hell. What is this? Hey, Maza. Fucking hell. After defeating the Chaos Cult and rescuing Bernard, the story concludes with Drake showing up at Bernard's house. Bernard proceeds to ask him out on a date, saying, "Tim Drake, do you want to go on a date with me?" Drake answers, yeah, I think I want that. As Batman Urban Legends itself notes, Drake has only been interested in women in the past. Before this retcon, Drake was dating Stephanie Brown. And in fact, Drake has been romantically involved with at least half a dozen women in the past. They include Ariana Dzurjanko, Cassie Sandsmark, Zoanne Wilkins, Tam Fox, Madison Payne, and Barbara Gordon. Into fucking women! Are you noticing a pattern there? What do you make of DC's retcon of Tim Drake? It's like Iceman 2.0.
Yeah, it's done for woke points and nothing else. You know?
Yeah.
Here's a question, though. Who keeps hiring these people that write this crap? I mean, they obviously don't know shit about the franchise they've been hired to write for.
They don't know shit. They don't care. And like I said earlier in the stream, it's the definition of insanity. Because if the higher-ups weren't insane, they would look at this and go, we're losing money. Why are we losing money? Oh, it's because of cringe shit like this, so let's stop doing it. But they don't, because they don't want to be canceled. They feel like the tiny minority, and it is a tiny minority, on Twitter, is going to have any effect on them whatsoever. And they do this shit to appease that demographic.
Yeah, this is the danger of an echo chamber. And I you know what? Social media gives you echo chambers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's affecting the comic industry easily, and also the movie industry and stuff, because social media was supposed to bring people together, but what it's really done is it's given the crazies a megaphone.
Mm-hmm.
And the insane ones are the ones that are being heard.
Yeah,
you know?
They're the ones being heard, and they are the ones who are being basically prostrated.
Yeah.
For. I'm like, stop it. These aren't the people they were never buying your comics.
No.
To begin with. They were never buying your comics to begin with. Like, what makes you think, like, by appeasing them, that they're all of a sudden going to start buying this shit if they weren't already doing it?
Yeah, we saw who was it that did it? World Class Bullshitters showed a lot of videos of Star Wars toys being dumped at the, at a what seemed to be like a trash pit, and the people they are catering to aren't buying.
No, and it's I hate fucking bringing up Star Wars. I really do, because I've checked out. But it's that the mentality of pushing out the existing fans to appeal to new fans, when in fact, if you want to appeal to new fans, you use the existing fans to bring new fans in.
Yeah,
you don't want to alienate the existing fans, and that's exactly what Marvel and DC are doing. Don't you fucking start, Rhino. But yeah, but it's the same. It's what the entertainment industry as a whole is doing. Like Disney with Marvel and Lucasfilm, DC. Now, with their comics, like Marvel and DC with their comics, as well as the movies, Marvel movies, with Kevin Feige wanting to push for more representation and inclusion in Phase 4 and beyond. Then you have like Warner Brothers, like giving James Gunn carte blanche to do more projects with DC, even though Suicide Squad was a box office bomb. Yet he has a Peacemaker show, and he wants to do it as a commentary, reflection on society, but current society.
Yeah, and you can, on Twitter, you can easily see, the new fans of what have you, Star Wars, D&D, whatever. Just a glance on their Twitter, and you can see they don't know shit.
No,
about
you
the
don't.
stuff they're cheering for at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember seeing when Boba Fett showed up in the Mandalorian,
Mm-hmm.
one of those longtime fans, it said a longtime fan in the Twitter bio,
Mm-hmm.
asked people on Twitter, "Who's Boba Fett and why is he important?"
Wait, a longtime fan asked who Boba Fett was.
Yeah,
Was
and
the
the
long
person the
were they
person
were
had
they
a
a
YouTube
long
channel too.
time were they a long time fan since 2015?
Yep,
Busting their ass for
clearly.
5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I get why a lot of people wouldn't know who Corin Horn is, or even Mara Jade, really.
Mm-hmm.
But Boba Fett, that's like one of the top 10 characters you'd know just from watching the movies.
Well, just from the OT, Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi,
Yeah,
and then if you include the prequel trilogy with Attack of the Clones, at least with Jango Fett, at least
yeah, yeah. I mean,
I know I grabbed the wrong drink. I don't
it's
have
not one
alcohol.
you miss. It's not an obscure one. I mean, and all of us longtime fans, we've read the EU and all that, but the EU is still optional. It's optional content. So
Yeah.
if someone missed EU characters or whatever, fine, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I mean, come on, Boba Fett.
Yeah, I know that is basically like that is like like Trey and the chat would go N-word what? That's
Yeah,
that's where you're like what? Or like they asked that question like you're a longtime fan. Were you, like I said, busting your ass for the past 5 years? Is that it? Is
yeah.
that
It,
how
it's
long
like
been?
being a Batman fan and you don't know who Commissioner Gordon is or something.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon or yeah, just
Alfred.
yeah. It's like who's Alfred? Yeah.
Yeah. Why is he important?
So there it is. There it is, folks. So we have Peacemaker. Yeah, so I was never going to watch the show, and if it's going to be a reflection on current society, I'm not going to watch the show.
You know what?
Definitely not going to watch it.
I'm starting to feel really sorry for Lethal because he was a huge Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went to shit. He's a huge Mad Max fan. Then
Well,
that
that
one got
didn't exactly go to ship at Fury Road, yeah. And Fury Road,
yeah,
a good Mad
and
Max movie.
then he's a DC fan, and look what's going on. And
Yeah, well,
I feel sorry for the guy.
that's why I keep telling you. Look, I know you have your like issues with the animation style for anime, but anime and manga, like, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at right now because it has not failed me so far.
They've started messing with that too. They're messing up the English translations, replacing problematic words with.
For what?
Oh, you didn't see that?
For what anime?
Manga comics, I think it was. They've been the English translations have been edited, or rather, they've started editing them and
No, I read
replacing
that. No, I
problematic.
read that. I read that there was clarification. There was
Oh, okay.
clarification. Yeah, there was clarification. So no, they haven't infiltrated it yet.
It's gonna happen though because
Mm,
they have their targets.
the Japanese don't put up with that shit.
No, they won't. But
Mhm.
the SJWs in the West certainly are in an uproar over anime and manga these days because it's popular, so it has to go away.
Well, I will give you that to an extent. However, like I said, the Japanese will put a kibosh on it. And I'm not just saying just in Japan. I'm just saying wherever they sell it, and,
Yeah.
and that would include the West. They will put the kibosh on it, and they will shut that shit down. So yes, the Japanese come up with fucking weird shit half the time, but they are pretty based as hell. And if
Oh
they
yeah.
all see anything that's going to go against their storytelling, they will stop it. So I will at least give them that. I mean, I'm not saying that it'll like definitely. Crunchyroll is shit anyway. I'm sorry, Crunchyroll is like shit anyway. You don't watch anime through Crunchyroll. But yeah,
Yeah, Tim F is saying almost all the new anime dubs are starting to not fit the translations.
but are they woke? Because I've watched anime for a while, like back when I was in college, and I've recently got back into it. Even the English dubs don't exactly follow verbatim the original language, because sometimes there is not easy way to translate from Japanese to English, and you have to change some words around.
Yeah,
so you can't say that as like a reason, like, oh, they're like identity politics, or oh, they're going woke. For I can tell you, no, it's been happening for decades. There's no good way to translate from Japanese to English.
It's the same with English to Norwegian.
Yeah,
or Norwegian to English, because we use the grammar is different.
Yeah, they're going to have something lost in translation, or you're going to have to alter the dialogue in a sense to make it make sense in English.
You would not believe all the fucked up shit I've seen done to my language.
No, I can believe it. But anyway, it's about 9:30. We've been going for almost an hour and a half, so I figured I'll tell the story again. You'll either respect me for how fucked up it is, or be disgusted for how fucked up it is. But I got to bring up the picture real fast first.
Yeah, there's a picture. I made it for that quest too.
Yes.
I was rubbing it in Mora's face because of the candle threats.
But he made a side quest around this. So let me bring this picture up. All right. Let me share the screen. Yeah, Trey knows the story. I got to give a background on this. That's why I got to bring the picture up. So here it is. All right, folks. Hey, Cowman. We got to get together. We got to figure out when we're going to be playing tomorrow and all that shit. Back for Blood. Open beta. All right. So here it is.
Stunning and Brave Megatron says that sounds suggestive. Oh.
Okay, here. All right. Here
suggestive.
Here it is, folks. And Teresa knows because she was there. Okay. This stems from me threatening to send Paltrow's candles to Stig. I've been doing it for a long enough while that Stig decided that he thought he was going to get back at me, and I just turned it around like in a fucked up way. But he created a side quest around this with Lady Paltrovia. We are given the quest at the barracks, but we're not given the details because they're sensitive, or at least the guard does not want to repeat the details. So we go to her abode, and we find out that one evening, not that long ago, she is overcome in such a state of passion that a candle in her eyes becomes as you described it, Stig, the throbbing member, basically a man's cock. And she inserts this candle inside her.
Yes, and I spent 2 minutes describing it in great detail. You
spent 2 fucking minutes describing this shit.
Damn right I did.
Yes. And so basically,
you can hear the vibrators in the background.
Shut up. Our group sat there for like 2 minutes listening to this. So we're like, holy fuck. So basically the mission was we had to figure out, because she thought like someone put a spell on her. So we had to figure out if that was the case or not. No, they weren't lit. Orange chat review, they weren't lit. So we had to figure out if it was a spell. So she drops 2 names that like who could potentially do it after we've interrogated the guards and the staff and so forth to see if anybody like heard anything or like knew anything. So we go investigate those 2 leads. They end up panning out to nothing because nothing to go off of, basically. Like both are innocent. We finally catch, I guess, wind based on interactions with Dolly, the maid, that we need to go talk to the pharmacist in the town because that could be a potential clue, which it was. Dolly got one of those love potions that she was going to use on the stable boy that the Lady Peltrovia was sleeping with, because Dolly wanted to sleep with the stable boy. But it ended up in Lady Peltrovia's porridge or oatmeal or whatever she was eating.
The whole bottle.
What?
The whole bottle ended up.
Oh man, the whole bottle. I'm saying it ended up being whatever.
Supposed to only do a spoonful, but she got the whole bottle.
She got the whole bottle, and it ended up like a night of ecstasy, in a sense.
No, literally.
I mean, like, like not actually, like literally, yes, but like, like no one was there other than her. So we figure it out, and we want to kind of save Dolly. We don't want anything to happen to her because, technically, even though she was going to use this on the stable boy, she's innocent of wanting to use it on Lady Paltrovia. So we tried to enlist Rupert the butler. How do you come up with these names? Rupert the butler, to act as if like the potion was supposed to be for him. Well, he backstabs us, gets the money that Lady Beltrovia was going to pay us for solving the mission, and Lady Beltrovia kicks us out. Fast forward to the next side quest gaming session with Teresa and me. We are tested by Carol, who is the leader of the Thieves Guild, and he enlists us in the Thieves Guild because our characters are better built in a sense because we're smaller, or well, in a sense, smaller and more agile than the two barbarian characters played by Alora and Nina. And our first task is to go to Lady Baltrovia's house and basically loot it. So we're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna like basically exact our revenge on these. I know he tricked you, Teresa, but we're gonna exact our revenge on these fuckers. So we get there. I take out the two guards at the gate.
And the reason why you had to do that was because Teresa snuck up on one of them to stab him in the back and dropped her sword at their feet.
Yeah, but that was a bad roll. So basically, I ended up having to take out both guards at the gate because I have a Stygian bow because of my character, so I'm adept at that weapon. We get inside the premises, and we see Dolly and the stable boy hung from a tree, and they were like, okay, now we're definitely going to kill the bitch. Take out the other two guards. Teresa stabs one of them, and I get the other one with the arrow, and one of my arrows. We go into the house. Teresa kills Rupert by he's on his belly, lying in bed. She stabs him through the back. So we take out everyone. All that's left is Lady Paltrovia. We get there, and we Teresa and I want to make sure that she's awake, that she sees who kills her.
Well, you wanted that. Teresa didn't say anything.
Well, I wanted that. So I basically smack her awake. Like, bitch, you're going to see who killed you. And what did Teresa do? I know I ended up basically beating the shit out of her with my fighting gauntlets.
No, Teresa stabbed her with a sword, but it didn't kill her.
I know, yeah, she stabbed her. Okay, she stabbed her.
And then you started punching her with spiked gauntlets.
Yeah, so my character has spiked fighting gauntlets. So, because I have improved unarmed strike. So basically, I finish her with my fighting gauntlets. Here's the fucked up part.
Basically, Teresa penetrated her while Mara fisted her.
After all that, here's the fucked up part of the story. I take the candle. I delicately pick it up from the top, like end that I know was not the one inserted. I flip up the covers, and I jam the candle back in. And I leave her there like that to be found.
And lo and behold, side quest a few days later, Nina goes to Paltrovia's place. And she finds one of Mora's arrows. She recognizes them. And then she sees the stable boy and the servant lady hung from a tree. She finds all the corpses. She walks into the mansion and finds Paltrovia with a candle sticking out of her.
Yeah, that's out of her hoo-ha. So.
Yeah, and the first thing she said, "What the fuck's wrong with Teresa and Mora?"
And you can't say anything because it's not Teresa, it's Mora.
Yeah. She thought you guys had killed the servants too, who were hanging naked from a tree.
Yeah. Which we explain later, because we can't say anything before them. We explain later, no, that wasn't us. They were dead when we got there. But yeah, that's what I did. So Nina was the one who ended up finding her, but Nina's doesn't go and report her or anything. So basically, whoever finds her after that is going to come across that site. So basically, that's what I did. Basically, to put her into a position where it's her image is totally tarnished.
Yeah, and I'm the only guy in this group, and I'm a DM running the game. I'm not the toxic one. I'm actually not.
Yeah, I don't think Stieg was expecting me to do that. I was like, I got, because we got to that part in the mission. I'm like, I got something fucked up in my head I want to do. We'll wait until we get there, and that's what I did. And Stieg has to describe it.
Yeah, I also have to picture it too.
Yes. So yes, women are just as toxic as men. And our group, we're no different.
It's actually you and Nina that's the worst.
Yeah, I've never, in my defense, I've never tried to pass myself as anything but.
No.
So in my defense,
yeah, you're in the lead for the most psycho award.
Yeah.
So far in this game.
So far in this game, and now after killing, Nina killed a Skeletor figure. I call him Skeletor, but he wasn't Skeletor. And the two Yetis, I now have an outfit where I'm like pretty much just about nude the entire time. And my first thought was, I'm going to parade myself around this queen who hates me right now.
Yeah. And like I said, I have to picture it.
Yeah. So, yep. There it is. So, yeah.
They're literally trying to have the DM be horny all the time. Well, and I'm trying to focus on the dice.
Oh, sure you are. But anyway, there it is. That's the story. And we're now at a part where we have to go through another portal. And because like the quest we're on now is we have to figure out how this dome appeared over this castle, because we were attending a wedding. And we went through the first portal, faced the skeleton monster and 2 Yetis as a result, 2 Yeti creatures, and now we have to go through another portal and figure that out, and we have to go through like 2 more, because because of the north, south, east, and west direction. So.
And what exactly was it you did to the queen's son just for spite?
I fucked him. Well, I mean, yeah, but like in my defense, also for my character, it gives a +2 attack and damage.
Yep. Still, that's not why you did it, was it?
No, it wasn't why I did it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck her son.
Yep, she did.
Yep, I did. So that is, like I said, that's the reason why I'm in the lead for the most fucked up player this game. But I'm playing a Temptress, so I gotta be in character.
I think in the last game, I think Nina got the most fucked up thing because some gnome pinched her butt. And she threw her cat at its face, and the cat scored a critical hit and ripped his eye out.
Oh yeah, the D&D game. Yeah, I wasn't there for that one, but yeah, she threw a cat at him. Yeah, I was playing a cleric then, and I was like, so I wasn't as fucked up that game as I am this game. But I had to get into character, like I said. So, thank you so much, Liquid Blake. I'm pretty sure you're clipping them. Yeah. Yeah, I got the message on comment. I got to download the beta, and I know the beta is like officially available to play 3 p.m. Eastern. So we'd either have to play it like right then or around then, or 8 p.m. Eastern my time. But I'll DM you, and we'll go over the details.
You do know if someone clips what you just said and takes it out of context?
Oh, they do it all the time.
No, just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah, so but I'm pretty sure Liquid Blake is going to be sending some of these clips to Lyndon, because Lyndon was the clip master, but he hasn't been in streams. So there it is. So that is the show, ladies and gentlemen. That was your story time, and I have a commercial from Stieg from one of his videos that he uploaded. I want to thank you all for stopping by again. So we covered Peacemaker, Tim Drake, and a shitty op-ed piece on The Gamer about how men shouldn't be telling women's stories, even though it's human stories. It's not men or women. So it is what it is. I couldn't get through that article because I was like, I needed alcohol. I don't have any on hand. Yes, I figured you'll be informing him. So there it is, folks. Thank you again to everyone in the chat. Thank you to those who sent super stickers and super chats. Very much appreciated. Thank you to my mods who have been staying on top and making sure the bots don't show up again. You're all awesome. I'm going to bring up the clip that Sieg put in the private chat, and then we will end it on that. So, and I don't know if Geeks and Gamers will be doing the Warzone stream tonight. I assume they will, because I don't think let's put it this way. I don't know if Josiah went to the Las Vegas or not. If he didn't, then they should be doing the stream. So go over on Twitch to check it out. It'll be on about 18 minutes if it's still going. So check that out. And are they just jealous that men tell better stories than women do? Probably. Oh, okay, Disparu says that we are. Okay, so in 18 minutes on Twitch, Geeks and Gamers Warzone stream. So tune in for that. It's always fun to watch. And I'm assuming without Jeremy there, you should be playing better than you normally do without him bitching in the background. So let me bring up that clip, that link you put. Let me mute myself in case it starts playing, and then I will say, I'll run it as a commercial and bid everyone good night. Let me share my screen. There it is. Share screen. Share audio. All right, folks. Yeah, no Jeremy because he's in Vegas, and so he won't be bitching in the background. So there is a God. So good night, everyone, and enjoy the commercial.
No, I'm so spoiled. It is you. Hang on a sec. Excuse me. Hi. Hi. Where's my chips? They're on your plate. No, they're not. Whoa. There they are.
The bigger, fuller, bouncier, double-breasted burger from Nando's.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.